This is a pair of noise-canceling headphones. This is a more expensive pair of noise-canceling headphones. Today we're going to be looking at the Linner NC90 monitors from Linner. And these are noise canceling, 90 for whatever reason. Just kidding, I'm sure there's some reason. And we're going to compare them, at least briefly. This is going to be a comparison video by any stretch of the imagination, but we do have the Bose Quiet Comfort QC35s, Quiet Comfort 35s, whatever you want to call them. I wanted to compare and contrast these just a little so you can kind of understand what the differences are between a $300 set of noise canceling headphones versus a $130, $40 on their website, I believe, but like $100 on Amazon almost every day. So what's the big difference? What's the deal? Why are these so much cheaper? And are they worth it, right? So let's talk about I guess not packaging. This is carrying cases. So Bose has their nice little carrying case that I love, actually. I think it's fantastic. The Bose headphones, sneak in there nice and pretty. You got your cord that you can put in the little sleeve here, and it really, protects your device. It's cool. It's got an extra sleeve on the outside for everything you want to lose, I guess. But it's a nice carrying case, and it's a nice little thought, like, hey, this is a premium set of monitors, and I want to make sure they're protected. So that's what you get there. Linner gives you a loot bag. Just kidding, it's more like a coin purse. Just kidding, I don't really know what it is. It just holds headphones and a couple of cords. So, not bad. Again, price difference, it's pretty, this is like a minor thing, who cares, right? But you still do get something to carry them in. Just make sure that you understand that if they're in the back of your backpack and they're shuffling around with books or with laptops or with things, these might get crushed, whereas the Bose are going to be protected, I guess. So there's some obvious differences on the form factor. I mean, first and foremost, the Bose, they fold up and they unfold, and they are incredibly pliable. They're so easy to manipulate everything and to move them around. The ear cups have so much travel and so much movement on them, which makes it so they're going to, just from a passive noise canceling standpoint, do a really great job. They also have these nice oval shapes. The Linners don't really have that oval shape. I mean, it is oval shaped, I guess, but it's really more circular. So you get, it's not quite as tall on your ear, so you can get a little bit of compression there. The headband is also noticeably lower quality, although it is high quality for this price point. In fact, it's probably one of the highest quality for this price point that I've seen. It is just a little bit cumbersome to extend I'm putting a lot of force to extend and to push back in this headband here. And I don't really love the design of that. However, I do love the overall design and feel of the headset. You can see a nice little logo on the top. It's understated. It's a nice black pleather, with kind of this brushed nickel look on all the gadgets on the side. There is a pleather on the ear cup. It's not the greatest, highest quality, but I'm sure it'll last for a year or so. I mean, these probably aren't gonna, make it through Armageddon or Ragnarok, but they're certainly gonna last for a decent amount of time as long as you take care of them. I really love the design aesthetic, just with putting the name of the company, Linner, over here, and then you have the nice little logo on the side here. One thing, I kind of wish that a lot of headphones would do this. This is the crime of most companies, I think. They don't put the model numbers anywhere on these, not easily accessible anyway. I don't need it to be like a big overstated thing, but put it on the inside of the headband or something so I can know, like, this is the NC90, not the NC80. That's for peasants. This is for, whatever's right above peasants, but not yet prince, because this is probably prince, but this is better than peasant stuff. Come on. But as you can see, it really does have a nice design aesthetic. The buttons are great. They have a nice tactile click to them. They feel really good. The noise cancellation button it's really set up very similarly to the Bose. So on your left ear cup, you're going to have a noise cancellation button towards the back to hit it with your thumb. And has 3 options. The one option, well, I guess it has 4 technically. The one option is with noise cancellation off. The next one is medium noise cancellation. The next one is high noise cancellation. And then if you hold it down, it enters into monitor mode, which allows you to hear ambient sounds around you by actually amplifying them through the microphone that's attached to the headset. So that's cool. The power button is a multi-function power button, which I don't really love this whole trend of like one button does everything. It's really annoying. Once you turn it on, you can double tap, it'll turn on your music or make a phone call. We weren't really able to get that to be a consistent function. So sometimes it will get your music to play. Sometimes it's making a phone call. I don't know, kind of weird. But if you have the monitors on, the really cool thing that I like about these is that the right ear cup is touch sensitive, so you can double tap it to play your music. That worked very consistently. You can also cover the ear cup and it will enter into monitor mode temporarily. It does take about a half second, maybe a second delay, depending on again, we didn't test it really extensively, but in the usage that we had, it was about a half second to a second, which is cool because you can cup that ear, it turns off the noise canceling, it lowers the volume of your music or your phone call, and then you can hear ambient sounds amplified through the microphone on the headset, which is really neat if you're in like an airport environment or you need to hear something that's being announced. Although the delay kind of makes it not as great as just, taking the dang thing like, oh, I can hear. Just like this has worked for, centuries of, monitor usage. Anyway, it is a cool feature. I don't know if I love the idea that, you could use it in conversation, because from a practical standpoint, it's cool to be able just to cup it and say, hey, sorry, what was that? Repeat what you just said. But the person's then going to look at you and go, you're wearing headphones and you just covered your ear, so now you can't even hear me as well as you could hear me before. Jerkwad, what's your deal? No, what's your deal? No. And then you get into a big fight, right? It's a big argument, right? It's no bueno. But I do like it for those instances when somebody might be coming up to you, talking to you, and you want to hear them, and then you kind of get a brief exchange that makes some sense. Somebody walks up and they're in your face, it's like, whoa, what's your deal, bro? You put your hand over your ear cup and, hey, I really love Gus Tech. You guys have a fantastic channel. It's like, oh, I agree. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back to listening to my music now with this active noise cancellation. Bazinga, right? Because we all love Bazinga catchphrase on that really great Bazinga TV show. Bazinga. Anyway, it's fantastic. It does come with little cords, obviously you got your micro USB for charging, and you have USB. You have a 3.5 millimeter jack for listening to audio through your cell phone if you are a terrible human being and you still use Samsung. Just kidding, I use Samsung. If you're anybody else, apparently F you. But it does work great with Bluetooth connectivity. I didn't have any issue with it at all. The weird thing about getting it to connect to Bluetooth, and I think we should put this out there as like a public service announcement, like, hey internet, if you buy these, you need to watch this video. In order to pair a new device on Bluetooth, you have to hold down the power button and continue to hold it down while it turns on and goes through its little power cycle. It'll tell you, power on, it'll tell you the battery level, and then you have to keep holding it on, and then it says pairing mode. That is literally the only way to enter into pairing mode, and that is super freaking obnoxious. I wish there was a little bit easier way, just holding down a different button. I don't know, something that made a little bit more sense. You can also change the language on these, which I couldn't find any documentation on that online. You can hold down the power or the volume button up and down at the same time, and it makes this like triple beep sound, like boop boop boop. And that's cool, right? If you push up, it goes into what I think was Korean. I have no idea. And so I hurried and switched it back by doing the same thing and pressing down. And then I could hear English again, which is the only language that I know because that's the only language that matters. Let's talk about the sound quality that you're gonna get from these little puppies, okay? First and foremost, the noise canceling is really good. For what you spend, it's like phenomenally good. It's very surprising. It has a 35 decibel rating, or reduction rating is what it says on their website, which is probably true. I don't really care if that's true or not. Using it with the Bose side by side, which also has a 35 decibel rating, or reduction rating. I mean, it's not quite as good as the Bose, and the thing that kind of bothered me is the noises that did make it through kind of sounded a little bit tingy. They were focused on the high end, whereas with Bose, the noises that made it through actually sounded more muted, or I wouldn't even say that they were more like bassy, they were just more neutral. Like everything got more pushed to the neutral tonality. and these made them a little bit higher pitched, which it didn't sound awful. Don't get me wrong, it didn't sound like obnoxious, but it also wasn't like, you know, the best experience going. Using these on an airplane, phenomenal. Works great. You wouldn't really notice a difference between these and the Bose. The comfort, I think, might start to wear if you're on like a 6 or 7 hour flight. These are, you know, a little bit more restrictive. I mean, you can just see they snap back. They do not want to be, you know, open and comfortable. You know, I guess the Bose kind of do the same thing, but trust me, it's less resistance. I don't know how to explain it on video except for saying it, okay? Jeez, back off, internet. The other thing, like I said, is because the ear cups aren't as tall as I believe they should be, you get some compression there as well. You're also going to get a little bit of sound, at least I got a little bit of sound that came through because it didn't create a really good seal around my ears, which was a little bit disappointing, but for what you pay, I don't think much is going to be disappointing about these. Sound quality with listening to music is good. That's it. It's good. It's a little bit bassy, which it seems like everybody likes to go for because it's an easy way to drown out the fact that your drivers are ass, but it's a little bit bassy, but it's not terrible. It sounds, I mean, I don't know if the internet loves Beats anymore, or if you guys hate them still. I don't know what you guys like, so correct me if I'm wrong. They sound about as good as Beats. You know, like the studio, not like the really expensive ones, but like the $200 ones. So that's great. Bose definitely sound better, okay? I said it. At least for this. I mean, for listening to music, geez. Don't get all like in my face about it. Overall, I think that these are a great set of monitors. They have all the functionality that you want. You don't have a nice little app that you can control them with like you can with the Bose or some other ones, but I think apps are kind of stupid in some cases, and I feel like they're unnecessary, especially when you're just putting these things on to just shut up and listen, or not listen. Oh, check that out. The features are really cool. I love the cupping your ear cup to have the ambient noise amplified through the microphone. I wish it worked faster. I don't think it needs to work better. I think it works great. I just wish it was like, you know, you did it and it's instant. Right now it's you do it and there's like, okay, yeah, here we go. Now I can hear. The other thing that's kind of weird on startup, when the voice is playing back some of the information, Bose does the same thing, right? A lot of nice high-end headphones are now doing this, at least the Bluetooth ones, where they will have a voice that tells you what's going on. Hey, your device is powered on, you have this level battery. Your device is powered on, you know, this level noise canceling, whatever. For some reason, when this is powered on, like literally every time, there's a little bit of a stutter in the voice as it goes through, you know, that opening sequence, which I mean, I don't really understand why it's there. I don't understand how they couldn't just like, you know, realize, hey, this stutters literally every time we turn it on. Let's make sure that this part of the boot sequence doesn't interfere with that. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a computer genius. I just wish it was a little bit better. But overall, if you're spending $100 on these things, they're fantastic. If you need something that's, you know, fairly inexpensive, that's going to provide really good noise canceling for, you know, going on flights, going on train rides, being around people in public, being around friends in public, being around family during Thanksgiving, these will do a fantastic job for you. And I actually think that they're a much better value than what you're getting out of Bose. That said, it's not the highest level of experience. It's not the best thing that the internet has to offer. I don't think that's what they're going for, though. I think they're going for affordable while also maintaining a high level of quality and attention to detail, and that is accomplished in spades on these monitors here. So let's wrap this thing up. Put a nice little bow on it, or a micro USB cord, whichever one you want to do. I didn't know they could do that. I just figured this out. You can just kind of stick that micro USB right in the other. That's a great way to wrap it up and ruin your cables. Don't do this, kids. Okay, anyway, now that we're back to reality, this is the NC90 by Linner. Not lunch, not dinner, something in between, probably Linner. And it's gorgeous, it works great, the sound quality is good enough, the noise canceling is pretty dang good. Not the best, but pretty dang good. And the overall feeling of these things is that when you spend $100, you feel like you have something that compares to everybody else's $250 or $300 monitors. And for that reason, I wholeheartedly recommend you check them out. Full disclosure, we did get these as a review unit from Linner. They're great people, but you know, obviously there are some quirks with it. I want to make sure that that's out there so you guys know that we're being, you know, as honest and you know, carefree and lackadaisical. I'm just kidding. You know, we're being as clear about this as we can. Anyway, you can find these on or in the description below. There's a link to our Amazon affiliate link. If you are going to purchase these, please purchase them through the affiliate link. The only reason I ask is because you know, it does help support our channel, helps us to make more videos like these. If you have any questions, comments, jokes, or you want to figure out how to, on a video spontaneously, learn how to do things like this, leave a comment in the comment section below. It is a learning ground, a breeding ground, and a cesspool. Just kidding, it's actually fantastic. Hit the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe for more content like this. And, you know, share the video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, then, you know, still do all those things just because you think that, you know, my pleading is working, even though it probably won't. Guys, we are Gus Tech. These are headphones, but we'll see you next time.